Hi, welcome to the garden today. And today I'm going to be talking about the reason why a lot of first-time gardeners fail in their raised bed gardenings, and it just has to do mainly to do with timing. But the number one reason is the fact that they don't have the nutrients in that soil like they think they do. By saying that, whenever you start out with the raised bed, I'm not at the raised beds today because it's about 50 yards that way. I didn't want to walk that far. But you'll start out with putting in your raised bed mix. And a lot of times you do compost or whatever in your compost, and this isn't actually compost, this is pine bark mulch. But if you look at this pine bark mulch, it looks pretty good. But can you get close up at that, son? You see a lot of little wood chips in it, a lot of twigs, a lot of the sapling bark that's in it. And this is really good pine bark mulch, but it's got a lot of wood chips in it and things, okay, and sticks and things, and when that happens, a lot of it looks more like that. And what happens when you have that in there is that causes microbes to come in there, and they're going to break down that organic matter, where your bacteria uses nitrogen to break that stuff down. So when you have those wood chips in there and stuff, and they're in a large proportion of it, then it causes a nitrogen deficiency in that soil. And over time, it'll fix itself. But by time, we're talking about months. We're not talking about days or even weeks. It's usually going to take months. So a lot of people will say, you know, I put in my raised bed, I put in some really good organic matter, you know, compost, which a lot of compost, again, it's going to look like this. Well, not with the leaves in it, but it's going to look like this. And they just have they have nitrogen deficiency in it. It just takes time for that to make. I was at it was Rice Festival. We was out talking to some people, and I was with the county agent, the horticultural county agent, and we had a couple that came in from Houston, and they had done that very thing. They walked in and they had made the raised beds, and the plants just didn't grow. You know, they were stunted, they kind of turned yellow, they just never really took off, and they wondered what they did wrong. And should they actually go back and take out the soil from the raised bed and start over? And our recommendation, both me and David's recommendation was no, just, you know, it took a year for it to, you know, all this bacteria and to get that biosphere to going, and this next year should be better. And we also did recommend that you might consider adding some of the synthetic fertilizers, because synthetic fertilizers do not need the bacteria to break down the nutrients, because it's already in, you know, it's already in that nutrient form. So there's very little bacteria that needs to be done. I mean, it's available within hours rather than months. And you know, I hate to see people do that. Now, if you're going to do that, you say, I'm going to use some synthetics, okay? Now, some people are going to say, I'm never going to use synthetics ever. Okay, you just need to wait those months for it to break down. Or use a high nutrient or high nitrogen fertilizer such as blood meal. But again, you're going to have that 2 to 3 week, even with it, even though it's more, you know, it breaks down faster than the other, but still it's going to take time. So if you're going to go with synthetics, just make sure that you don't go the other side and poison your raised bed, because certain fertilizers are made for lawns, and in those they'll put some stuff called weed and feed. Okay, anytime it says weed on the package, if this said weed on it anywhere, then don't use it in your garden. It's got herbicide in it that will kill your plants. However, this doesn't have weed on it. It is just a fertilizer, and this just so happens to be urea, and urea is very high in nitrogen. You know, a lot of your organics, you'll see it, you know, 2% nitrogen, 3% nitrogen. Blood meal, I think, goes up to 12 or 14%. This here stuff's 45%. So what you don't want to do is say, hey, my raised bed's not doing good. That's not much left in that bag. Let me throw that whole bag on it, okay? You can have salt problems, you can have too high nitrogen problems. It's going to cause problems for you. So if you have a 4x8 raised bed, that's all you need, okay? even if I always had the 20%, I would probably use that much. Use that much, let it sit for a couple of weeks, see if it fixes the problem. If it does, great. But don't sit there and say, hey, I'm going to put, you know, this much nitrogen in there, you know, a container that size. You want to use, you know, it's almost like taking vitamins. You don't want to take too many vitamins. You're wasting your money. It can cause problems. And that's more what this is. This is a quick fix. And you know, you may use it the first year, may never have to use it again. You may be able to apply the compost and apply the bat guano and all that, and it works great after that first year. You know, in raised beds, a lot of times you can get by without putting in fertilizer. The other one you can use is Miracle Grow. That a lot of people is going to cuss, but it does have, what is it, 24% nitrogen. High nitrogen. It's also got phosphorus and potassium, but that's probably not your problem. Your problem is probably going to be nitrogen. And that happens in agriculture anyway. Even when we used to do things with crop residue, that was some of the problems. They'd take those crop residue, plow them into the ground, and they would suck up some of the nitrogen and would cause the new plants to suffocate or whatever. And they put 20 pounds of nitrogen per acre down to fix that. But that was something that people knew. Anytime you put something that breaks down fairly quickly, it can also cause it. If you put in grass clippings, that sucks all the nitrogen. The bacteria will suck all the nitrogen out of that soil and keep it bound up to where the plant can't get it, because the plant has to have that element of nitrogen floating in the water. Okay, if it's tied up with anything else, it's not going to. Now normally it is free. You know, it doesn't get tied up like some of the other ones. Like phosphorus just tied up with everything. So you have to have a lot of phosphorus in it, but a lot of times we do have enough phosphorus in it. But nitrogen on a first year raised bed is a problem. So just be aware of that. Either wait and, you know, do it ahead of time and say, hey, I'm going to wait 6 months and then I'm going to plant my crop. Or don't be too, you know, I just say don't be too afraid of the synthetic fertilizers. Just make sure you get one that don't have any herbicide in it. And I will also say this, if you're getting using some like horse manure or something like that has not been well, really it doesn't matter. Your horse manure, your cow manure can have herbicides in it. Even though it's organic, soda's organic, it can still have some herbicide residue in it, and that can also affect your plants too, and that will also dissipate over time. But so even if you're saying, hey, I'm gonna go all organic, I'm gonna get my horse manure, well, that horse manure can have herbicides in it that can also kill your plants, and that can happen at any time. That's just a gamble you take, because what they do is they on the hay, they spray it with herbicides. That herbicide is kind of shelf stable. The horse or cow eats it, it goes through their system, and even the heat treating, no matter what you do, it just has to leach out or break down. And some of the chemicals they use break down pretty quickly, and others of it doesn't break down as long. And what happens with the, you know, it's not necessarily the hay that's the problem. It's just whenever you have a compost and you have all this horse manure and stuff, and it's water soluble, it will leach down, and you may get a concentrated batch. It doesn't happen all the time, but it can be a problem. So I have a horse manure because I have a horse, and I do feed it some hay that has been treated. You know, because a really good hay usually has been treated, and I've never had a problem with it. But then again, I don't use that much of the horse manure. And when you use a lot of horse manure at one time, that can be a problem. Anyway, hopefully this has been helpful. Don't give up on your raised bed soil quickly. The next year is probably going to be better than the first year. And that's just the name of the game. Even whenever you're putting down your compost and manures, it takes 5 years for it to completely break down. So, and you get about half of it the first year. So just take time. It takes time for this stuff to all work. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.